Today we've got a friend of the show, Chrissy Rapp. She's here to teach me the basics of softball. Now we've had a lot of responses on our message boards and all over the place about our softball shows. We wanted to see more technical softball stuff. So today, Chrissy's going to teach me, a guy who's never hit a fast pitch softball, how to do so. Chrissy's got a lot of experience. She played at Wesleyan, or she coached at Wesleyan College. She played at Georgetown College, and she's even played internationally. So if she can teach me, she can teach anybody. So stay tuned. Casey learns softball today on Clubhouse Gas. That's about as far as I get for instructing you on fast pitch softball. I can teach you how to juggle, but that's it. So we've called on an expert. Chrissy Rapp's here, and she's going to work with us on some drills for beginners in fast pitch softball. And I'm going to do something that you guys probably wish I should do a lot more of, and that's just turn it over to her and say, Chrissy, teach me how to hit a fast pitch softball.
Okay, there are some basic drills that I like to do with beginner softball players, specifically in hitting. A couple key things that I like them to grasp early just to make sure that they're getting proper habits early, because if they don't have those proper habits later down the road, it's harder to go back and correct. So the first drill that I like to do is just to work for the hitter to really work on keeping her weight back and turning her hips to really get that hip drive, to get the power, so she's not just all arms. A common mistake with young athletes is when the pitch is coming in, they're excited, they're anxious, and they lunge forward to make contact here, and all of their weight and power is gone out the front half of them. So what I like to do is we put the bat behind the player's back. They step up toward the plate. Obviously, they're not going to make contact where they would in a regular swing, but it's just for the hip action. We're going to make it realistic. Look toward the pitcher. Going to take a little stride and just turn those hips and knock the ball off the tee with the bottle of the bat behind our back. So making it realistic, we trigger back a little bit, step, and knock the ball off, and then we freeze in that position just to check for that squishing of the bug that we've all heard. So turning that back foot, keeping your weight back, and then keeping that front foot pretty much pointed over in front of the plate. So we don't want that foot pointed toward the pitcher. We want to take that stride, just pretty much pick it up and put it down. The stride that I'll talk more about is kind of more of a timing mechanism. So again, we just want to be right here. We're going to pick it up, put it down, and then freeze. And you can also have the player, once they make contact, just do a little hop just to check for their balance. So again, it's stride, turn, and then take a little hop just to check their balance. And we want them keeping their weight back and really turning their hips and get that belly button pointed pretty much toward the pitcher in front of them.
All right. So that works on squashing the bug.
Yep.
Engaging the hips.
Yep.
So once we've got that licked, where do we go to next?
Okay. The next one, Casey, I think I'm going to have you jump in and try.
All right.
All right.
This will be fun for all those who like to laugh at me.
And again, we're really working on keeping that weight back to keep all the power, because in softball, the power comes from your hips and legs. So we're keeping that weight back, squishing the bug, throwing the hands out in front, and making solid contact. So in this drill, Casey, what I want you to do is I want you to go from your stance position, hands raised just a little bit. We got the upside down V in the arms, and you're going to take 3 strides before you swing.
Like that?
That's it. And then go ahead and take your swing. 1, 2. Now I'm going to stop you. Because what I don't want to see is when you stride, that hip is coming forward. So I want you to work more on striding, but keeping your weight back on that back leg. So nothing's moving except that foot. Out, in, out, in stride. Or swing, I'm sorry, swing. 2, 3. There you go. Good. Let's do one more. And then after that swing, I want you to freeze after you swing through. So we're staying back, take 3 strides. 1, 2, 3. Good. But that was correct because you stayed back on that back leg, so your hips aren't coming forward. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Good. Now, a good progression from this drill is we're going to do that same thing, but prior to, I'm going to give you one thing to think about mentally, and I want to see how you react to it. So go ahead and get in that stance position, and I want you to pretend that I've got a bungee wrapped around your waist, and I'm standing behind you, and I'm going to pull from right here. What would you naturally do? Trigger back on that back leg a little bit, right?
Yep.
So before you take your strides, I want you to just trigger back.
Before the 3?
Yep, to get that weight back just a little bit more. Trigger back. Now take your strides. 1, 2, 3. Good. Good cut. So that's just a basic drill to work on taking that stride, but at the same time not lunging out as you take the stride. So again, it's just a timing mechanism that you should always be able to pick it up and put it down while keeping your weight predominantly on the back leg.
All right, so we've talked a lot about keeping our weight back. We've talked about timing. What's one more thing that we could work on to have 3 good drills that we could work with a younger girl on?
One more is just putting it all together. So taking the 3 steps out and just putting it together. Taking a cut, trying to make solid contact, throwing the bat head right at the ball. I like to tell the kids, pretend that there's a string from the end of the bat right here to the ball. So all you're doing is zipping it straight to the ball.
And where do you want me to make contact?
Right here, yep.
Out that far in front of me?
Yep. Throw your hands out front, extend those arms, extend at the elbows, and attack the ball. Good shot, weight stayed back. Turn on that back foot a little bit more, squish that bug. Up. Good cut. So this is just putting it all together. And actually, one more I'm thinking of real quick. If I noticed that Casey had a loop in his swing, or if he was triggering back and his hands were coming back, another thing we can do is come right up here. I want you to put your foot here, and you just get your stance here with the net behind you. Yep. Now, I just have you take a normal swing. So pretend that the pitcher's out there, pitch is coming in, go ahead and take your cut. There you go. So we don't want to hit this net. So if the batter is looping and their hands are coming back, or they're dipping the bat head, we don't want to dip it. So we're going straight from the ear, boom, to the ball. So that's another good drill you can have an athlete work on, even by yourself, or if they're in partners, to watch each other to see if that bat is hitting the net or if it's coming straight to the ball, which is what we always want.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Hope that you come back and work with us on some advanced drills.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
That's going to do it for us today. She's Chrissy. I'm Casey. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow on Clubhouse Games.